Woo-wee! Hello, Friday. How are you? It's me, Jake. It's always fun to say a big hello at the beginning because people aren't, it's live. So then I'm going to be talking to people in a little while, but nobody's here at the beginning. This is for you. This is for you, people who decide that you're going to start watching this after it's live. I'm saying hello to you because the other people who I'm saying hello to haven't arrived yet. Well, maybe one person, two, three. Okay, a couple people are here now. Um, I don't want to turn on Wi-Fi calling right now. Why would I want to do that? I want to go on the iPad. So busy. So busy. So I'm having a big day. I hope you're having a good Friday. I'm going to have a nice happy hour this evening with friends. As usual, David, greetings. Rachel, hello. And Dave, yo, yo, ho, ho, as they say in I don't know where they said. Brad Trackman, man, there's a blast from the past. Brad, hello. I hope you're well. I see that you're watching. I see that you're watching on the thing that I'm watching. Bob, it has been a while. I was thinking about you the other day, and I'm happy to see you here because I was worried that maybe some misfortune had befallen you, and I'm relieved to see that if it has, it can't be that serious because you're here. This is got to be this is got to be the first thing you give up when misfortune befalls you. Rich, hello. Dave, greetings to you in Raleigh, another place I'd love to get back to. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Andrew, overcast Friday in the Midwest. Yes, good to see you, sir. Julie, um, I am well, Brad. Thank you. Sarah, hello. Kathy, greetings. Now I'm just saying hello to everybody. Flavia, as always, hello. And now we've got a good. There was some misfortune, but you're here now. Oh, Bob, this is the first thing for you. Well, that is very sweet of you to say that. Jeffrey, greetings to you in Minneapolis. I hope everyone's ready for a nice weekend. I'm ready for a nice weekend. Next weekend, next Friday, I won't be here because I'm going to Catalina with some other men, some men friends. We're having a men camp out in Catalina. We're going to rent kayak. We're going out in kayaks. We may we may drink some tequila. I don't know. I think I've been through my cigar time, so the man things that I'm going to be doing, it could be easily. I mean, women are smart enough to not want to smoke cigars. I feel like it took me a while to figure that out. I don't want to smoke cigars, so I'm not doing that. I do like to ride around in a kayak. Um, Catalina wine mixer. No, not a wine mixer. Um, but I did want to answer. So I posted Tuesday's show on YouTube, as I often do, and as I will today. And I wanted to shout out to Andrew S. Ward, 46, who commented. That's his YouTube name. If you look at Tuesday's show, you can see he says, I worry one of our finest comedians may come to think that these YouTube posts are a substitute for his stand-up. I hope he continues to assemble sets like the ones he performed on Letterman. I'm a huge fan of this guy. And Andrew S. Ward, thank you very much. I will take all the huge fans I can get. And rest assured that I know that these are actually Facebook Lives that then go on to YouTube, but they are no substitute for live stand-up. But they are a thing that I have control over. So I can do this without having to get anyone else to hire me at a comedy club around the country, which turns out to be sort of part of the problem. I'm looking into other possible ideas that involve a minimal amount of work on my part, where I could go out and play some alternative venues, maybe music venues or country clubs or senior centers in an area near you. Just because I say senior center doesn't mean you have to be a senior to enjoy it. I don't consider myself a senior, although my ticket to Catalina, senior discount, baby, all about it. You only had to be 55 to qualify as a senior on the ferry to Catalina, and I'm all over that. You got to show your driver's license in order to pick up your ticket anyway. So why would I lie about being a senior when I can save some money? The guy's going to verify my age anyway. I'm cashing in on the survival so far. The Catalina Bohemian Club Fall Scrum is already here. Yeah, well, it's not really a bohemian. I don't think we're going to be controlling anything from there, but farmers markets, yeah. I like the idea of some farmers markets, Flavia. I love the idea of a 5 p.m. show. I know other people are doing them, but 5 p.m. show, maybe a nooner, maybe a Saturday 2 p.m. show. You come over, have some brunch. What time do you eat brunch? Maybe it's 11. Do you have to have brunch? Maybe it's after post brunch, little late lunch. How about a late lunch show on a Saturday? That sounds good. It's your birthday today, John. Well, happy birthday to you, sir. I'm not above wishing people a happy birthday. It's not a substitute for the many comedy clubs that I play around the country. But one thing they do with the comedy clubs is you ask if there's any birthdays in the crowd. And today, John, it's your birthday, September 23rd. Tomorrow's my mother's birthday, so I'm going to be wishing her a happy birthday tomorrow. But happy birthday to you today, John. I hope you have many more. Fresh out of the IMAX theater, Avatar 3D, still relevant and awesome as a creation it was 13 years ago, Andrew? Holy shizzy. Man, I loved Avatar when it first came out. I saw it 2 times, uno dos times in the theatro, and then I probably watched it another dos times for a total of quattro viewings of Avatar, and I really enjoy it. But I don't think I need to go see the remixed version. I think I can watch the other version again before I get ready to go in and do the other one. Do comedians ever busk on the street like musicians? Jeffrey, excellent question. The answer is yes. A comedian named Michael Collier, who's still, you can see him on the Insta, Twitter, whatever. Michael Collier got his start on the Venice boardwalk, busking out there. Now, for those shows, you've got to reach your audience. You got to hit them hard, and you got to get in and out. It's not quite a Letterman set. It's not like a 5-minute, but I think a 10-minute show, busking on the sidewalk, that'd be a long one, because you got to gather people together. You got to give them the show. You got to give them your pitch for the Panhandle. You got to do your blow off big joke at the end, and then you got to pass that hat, and then you got to be funny while your people are putting money in the hat. It's not easy. Hats off to Michael Collier. He was a legend when I first met him, which was after all of his success on the Venice boardwalk, and he went on to great successes after that. But cool story. So you can look him up. Tent revival circuit, Bob. Another great idea. Yes, I have. I don't have I love the idea of putting out flyers and setting up a tent on the edge of town, just sitting out there during the week, making espresso for people who want to show up, and kind of talking up the idea that I'm going to do a show on Friday night or Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. And I like the idea of that. Well, Friday night, you don't want to do that in these small towns in a tent, because you're competing with Friday Night Lights, aren't you? Yes, you are. So anyway, I've considered that. I don't know how to make that. I don't know. I'm looking for once again, not costly, minimal effort. That's the kind of jackpot that I'm looking for. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. See what happens. Meanwhile, I'm doing these shows in my office, not as a substitute for going out and putting together live performance. I'm writing material all over the place. I'm heading out to Ontario, to the Improv, Ontario, California, to the Improv on Saturday night, tomorrow night, the 24th of September, to do some shows with Christella, our friend Christella Alonso, who's headlining out there all weekend. She'll be there tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. I'll only be there on Saturday. So I'm doing that. And then I'll be up in, I think I've got a show in Seattle, and but it's not, the booking isn't finalized yet. But then I'm also going to be up in, I'm going to be in Phoenix the 28th and 29th of October. I'm going to be in Wenatchee, Washington on the 5th of November, and Jokers in Richland, Washington, the 10, 11, 12 of November. 4th and 5th of November, Wenatchee, 10, 11, 12, Richland, Washington. And I'm hoping to get one of those. I think the high school football team still has the mushroom cloud, because they did some nuclear weapons stuff up there. So I'm really hoping to get a mushroom cloud Wenatchee fighting atomic horror hoodie while I'm there. And hat, whatever they got, whatever kind of swag they have, I'm going to be getting that. All right. Rachel, question, Jake, do you ever read the reviews of your shows? I heard Jerry Seinfeld say that he doesn't because there's no point. Show's already over. The audience either liked it or didn't. Do you have any thoughts on comedy show reviews? Well, look, I think a lot of people read reviews to decide if they're going to go to a comedy show. At least they used to. But now I feel like reviewers are sort of, I mean, we've got so many people reviews that you can get. You know, Rotten Tomatoes, you can look at what the critics say and what other audience members say. And I think that's kind of more relevant. And I got a really awful review one night. Colin Quinn and I did a show in Boston. And the guy, I was the headliner at that time. That was before Colin was on Saturday Night Live. And we both had great sets. And the guy, uh, Colin only got in for a one little kind of punch shot, but then the whole review was about how I mind the mundane. The guy did not care for my act. But what he failed to mention was the crowd loved it. I mean, I walked off stage after that show because I knew the reviewer was there thinking, man, I'm glad the reviewer that was here tonight. I nailed that. And then it was a bad review. So I still have it somewhere. If I find it, maybe I'll read it on the show one of these times. Um, but oh my God. Yeah. So reviewers, grain of salt. You have to know whether you're doing what you set out to do or not. And of course, everything is not for everybody. So you may be doing a great show for your fans. I mean, listen, there's no arguing with Metallica. Their success, you can't argue with it, but they're not everyone's cup of tea. So I'm not trying to lump myself in with Metallica, but that wouldn't be a bad lump to be in with. Although I'm not sure that we have a huge overlap of fans. I know that we have some though. Um, Friday Night Lights halftime shows. You're saying, Bob? Well, you got a lot of good ideas. Um, Bottomless fresh baked pie. Pick your first plane trip to California. You landed in Ontario. Wow, pick what travel agent problem? That's a weird. Were you going to Pomona State College? FYIW, you laughed a lot harder when you saw Jake than you did when you saw Seinfeld. There's your review, Dave. Very sweet of you to say that, I think. Although Jerry Seinfeld also terrific. I did this show last weekend with a friend of mine, Mark Schiff, who opens up for Jerry often, and we were talking before I did my show with him. He was going to do some shows with Jerry, so I said, "Hey, say hi to Jerry," and then Jerry said hi back, and then Mark said, "Jerry said hi back, but Jerry doesn't like it when people have other people say hi." So Jerry's living in a world where he can get mad at people, not me, but I don't know. It's just it seems like he and Larry David are made for each other. Um, There is no arguing with Metallica, is there, Jen? That's true. Um, am I going to be in Dallas? Kathy, I'm not coming up uh, in the near future, but I am talking to my friend Dave Little, who lives in Dallas, and I'm hoping to get there one of these days. Um, See, Dave, you're an overlapping Metallica fan. There you are. The reviewer obviously had a sense of humor, as dry as the driest husk left out in the desert. Well, Flavia, very funny. Um, Oh, you were visiting your cousin in West Covina. That's why you landed in Ontario. I believe it. Well, it's Friday, and that means, well, first of all, happy hour. I'm still drinking coffee, but I am going to go out for happy hour today. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I can do a margarita, but I got to do the best I can when it's happy hour. All right, it's time for the Hollywood Producers Directory. Do I know Brian Holtzman? Do I know who Brian Holtzman is? I think so. Um, Uh, yeah, I think he's worth seeing his act. Why? I'm not going to bet. Listen, what do you got to lose? I mean, I wouldn't drive. Who's driving 100 miles to go see comedy? What are you going to do? He's going to be in your town, and you heard him. You think he might be funny? Of course, he's worth it. Well, what's it cost you for a ticket? 20, $25? You've got that. You could. How you watching this show without $25? I know you've got $25 because I know you got a computer, or at least you got a fancy phone that you're watching this on. Yeah, Andrew, go see it. Go see Brian Holtzman, and then come back and tell me what you thought of it. All right. So so that's the Hollywood Producers Directory from 1991. I have to look at it every week, even though I know it's 1991. So these are ideas that people send in for scripts. Each page is another script idea. People have sent these in, aspiring writers, to see if they can get them produced by a Hollywood producer. Now, I'm not a Hollywood producer, but I'm friends with a Hollywood producer. At least I was back in the late 90s when this was obsolete, and he gave it to me. Nightblood. That's Today's excerpt from the Hollywood Producers Directory, Nightblood, type of film feature, that's full length, horror. There is a script available written by Matthew Howe in Purchase, New York. There is a SUNY Purchase. There is a college in uh, Purchase, New York. Copyright 1990. Nightblood is a disturbing modern day vampire tale of addiction, alienation, and mad obsession. Well, this is obviously this is pre True Blood, which was a modern vampire day, pre Sookie Stackhouse. This is probably pre those books. Disturbing modern day vampire tale of addiction. Well, vampires are addicted. They're addicted to blood and alienation. Of course, vampires are alienated. Don't if you're a blood sucking predator who can't go out in the sunlight, that's alienation right there. And mad obsession, well, obsessed with blood. Max is a reluctant vampire. He is disgusted by his own cursed existence, but also hides a dark and dangerous past. Well, there was that time when I got turned into a vampire. And then all whatever's happened between then and now. Uh, or does he mean it's dark and dangerous past as a human being before then? Well, I don't know. How can you? I'm really sorry, Matthew, to be so hard on you before I've even gotten halfway through your description. Terrified, above all else, by the idea of dying. What? She will. Oh, Tara is a young woman obsessed with death. Ah, I see. Terrified, above all else, by the idea of dying, she will go to any lengths to cheat the Grim Reaper. Well, any lengths. I got a feeling that Tara is an aspiring vampire. She would like to be a vampire. And let me tell you something. Everything we know about vampires, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I mean, maybe, first of all, you can only really hang out with other vampires because otherwise you're going to get your heart broken because all your friends are going to get old and die, which is going to happen anyway if you live long enough. But that's sad. When these two meet and fall in love, the gloomy streets of Manhattan, oh, finally, Manhattan, on the gloomy streets of Manhattan, the result is a violent and emotional explosion of dark cravings, twisted love, and bitter confrontation. I hope it's also some jokes because this actually now seems a little like I just feel like that, like this Tara. She's sort of a Woody Allen type, afraid of dying, and Max is a reluctant. He doesn't really like being a vampire, so she's trying to talk him into making her into a vampire. He doesn't even like being a vampire. I feel like if there's not any jokes in this thing, one of us needs to be writing it because man, I like this is the first one I feel like man I think I got to call Matthew up, see if he's still got this script. Although maybe we can just take the female Woody Allen character afraid of death and the reluctant vampire disgusted with himself. Well, they're both a little bit Woody Allen. People are Anyway, I like Nightblood. I'm buying a ticket to that all day long, or should I say all night long. They only show this movie at night so that the vampires can go see it. Get it? See what I'm saying? Okay. Uh, Pretty sure the hearing loss in your left ear falls firmly at the feet of Ozzy. I lost some hearing in my left ear, and it was a result of a trombone player that I don't know his name caused it because I was standing right there as he was playing and I was dancing, but the trombone was literally this close to my head. What was I thinking? It was a bad idea. Jesus, I don't know what just happened. I accidentally went. Oh, Knock at the Cabin. I'm now accidentally watching a preview of Knock at the Cabin. That's not what I want to have. That's not what I was hoping to happen. I want to get back to the daily briefing. How do we do that? Okay. Sorry, I lost you guys there for a minute. Um, Knock at the Cabin. Well, I accidentally just watched part of the trailer of that, Jen. Um, but I'm going to watch the rest of the trailer later, and I'm going to let you know. Scott, hello. As you get older, start making younger and younger friends, so you won't be the last one standing when you're elderly. That is a solid plan, Flavia, and I'm already on board with that. I've already realized that's what I'm doing at jiu-jitsu. Eventually, I'm going to be too old to even pretend to fight with those guys, and I'm just going to go in and see if they'll give me some of their lunch. Um, uh, Okay, a lot of people saying hello. Okay, there you go. So there we are. We just did Nightblood. That's great. I'm feeling pretty good. I've actually been feeling pretty good these days. I've lost a couple of pounds. I'm not a lot. I mean, but I probably have lost 3 pounds, and I'm feeling like I'm trying to see if I can get down to the lower weight class for my next jiu-jitsu tournament. Let's check the fun meter. Oh my God, look at that. We're in the red zone, which means we're at some high fun levels right now. Um, Oh, your plant-based diet, Jen. Well, that seems crazy. Um, all right, so the fun meter's going good. Um, I don't think it's quite time for Seize the Day, but it might be time for a Louise L. Hay wisdom card, right? Louise L. Hay wisdom card. And then I accept all the parts of myself. I accept all the parts. I accept all the parts of myself. I look in the mirror and say, I love and accept myself exactly as I am. Um, these cards are for people who are really a bit lost, but let's please accept all the parts of yourself, even the parts of yourself that you don't want to accept. That's what that sort of implies. I accept all the parts of myself, even the terrible parts of myself. Look, why do you even have to label them terrible? Of course, accept all the parts of yourself, and then happy mushrooms. Yeah, maybe there'll be some mushrooms on Catalina. Who knows? When's the next BJJ tournament that I'll be in? I don't know yet, Rachel. I haven't figured out the answer to that um, because because it obviously it involves. I got to find one where there's going to be other people there. Now, can you believe it? I'm sure that you can, but I'm looking. Oh my goodness! I can't believe that I've misplaced the Book of Snark. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I always like a little snark on a Friday. And where is it? I see the Bible. I see the Tim Russert. Um, I've got the soil moisture tester. You got to have that. Um, man, this is. I know I didn't throw it away. Who throws anything away? Not me. Not me. That's not what I'm all about. I'm all about saving things in case you need them. Although I did throw away a bunch of receipts yesterday. I've got a bunch more receipts to throw away. I'd like to get a bulk shredder. Man, I was talking to my friend John Heffron yesterday, who's a terrific comedian. If you get to see him on the road, John Heffron called me up and he said he lives in Michigan. And he just bought a burn pit. I don't know what that means, a burn pit, because I think you can just dig a burn pit. But he bought something where you can burn stuff, and he really likes it. Um, Getting rid of things. Tired of this accept yourself coddling? Do better. Yes, Jen, well, try and do better, and then accept the parts. Try and have the change the things you can, and then accept the things you can't, and then love those things, and then know which ones are the ones that you can and that you can't do. There's your. We don't have motivational Monday today. No snark for you or us. No, that's right. I can't find the snark book. It's in here somewhere. It'll turn up. It'll turn up. But man, where'd it go? I don't I don't know. How can I have let myself, not just me, but also you? How can I keep looking over here like it's now, that said thing where there's nothing in the fridge to eat, but you keep looking in there. Snark book isn't there. We'll see what, don't lose the snark book again. I won't, Andrew. It's here. I just can't find it today. Don't like the part of yourself that thought it was a good idea to eat half a can of Pringles an hour ago. Yeah, Pick. Well, I'm sure that that's a lesson that you've tried to teach yourself a number of times, but there are only two competitors in your BJJ class. Will they still hold a match? Yes, they will, Rachel. And that match will be the winner takes the gold. and the loser gets the silver. That's how it works. If there's only one person, they give you the gold, and then you can, well, you can either cancel, get out of the tournament, or you can do the tournament. They give you the gold for your division, and they usually give the option of going against a heavier weight or younger age opponent. And if I had to choose between those, it's a tricky one. I think I'm going. I think I'm going up a few pounds in weight before I'm going younger. But at my age, younger is not so bad. I think I could. You had half a bag of potato chips for dinner the other night, Flavia. Well, here's the. Some people have a half a potato bag of potato chips and dinner, and you had a half a potato bag of potato chips for dinner. So therefore, just in case you're looking for somebody to feel superior to, I suggest you pat yourself on the back for not having a half a bag of potato chips and dinner. You had it for dinner. Not ideal, but you still won that one. You still get the gold, and that other poor person is going to have to go home with the silver. Um, Jake, you spoke of this in the past, but have you made it out to an Aldi yet? Low prices await. No, Andrew, I haven't made it to an Aldi. Although maybe I should see if there's one in Oxnard. Oxnard, or not Oxnard. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Ontario, where I'm going tomorrow, Ontario, California. It's an hour and a half away under the best of traffic situations. The show's at 7. There's no way I can leave at 5 and get there in 2 hours. I'm gonna have to leave at 2:33 in the afternoon and then just be out there. So maybe I'll check and see if there's an Aldi or something else. Jen, you came home from work early and had a S ton of pizza and you're smoking. Well, it is Friday and you are a winner. So maybe that's what winners do. I don't know. I don't know how to help you in that situation. Um, you missed The Biggest Loser, Bob, because you and your wife loved eating cookies and watching fat people sweat. Well, Bob, I used to love waking up with a hangover and popping a beer and watching Richard Simmons' morning exercise show. That was my favorite thing to do when I was uh, 20 years old. Man, such a good feeling. So I'm with you. Um, Opening an HEB right near your house, and is that exciting for anyone other than you? Well, the other people near you. Compton is closer, but watch your ass. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to I'm not driving specifically somewhere to go to an Aldi. Um, oh, Jen, you're now smoking cigarettes. Ba boom boom. You're smoking. You mean you're smoking? You mean you're smoking hot? I think that's what you mean. Um, Good for you. Good for you. I still have another sip of coffee. It's the end of the show. I'm going to have another sip of coffee. It's not quite the end. I think we all know that. Ah, it's not the end until we seize the day, seize the day, seize the day. And I have to say, today's seize the day, which I'm going to get to in just a minute, is where am I going to go for happy hour? Because last week we had a bad experience at Lula Mexican restaurant down on Main Street where they gave us a big talking to on how many people there were and how maybe we didn't order enough food. I found out that they were getting fined by the city for some of their, they had to pay a new fee. Anyway, the guy was a real grumpus. And it was the point where it's like, hey, I get that you want to give me a big speech, but do you want me to sit down and have some drinks and food? Or would you prefer that I leave and someone else, you can wait for someone? I mean, I don't care, but I didn't come here to listen to a speech about me letting you down as a customer. So I either am going to come in as a customer and you're going to like it, or I'm going to F off. Toot sweet. And he said, no, of course, we want you to come in and sit down, but can you leave the table by 8 o'clock? And so we did. But I don't think we're going to be going back to Lula this week, but we'll see. Time will tell. I'll let you know. How do you keep an audience in suspense over the weekend? I'll see you Tuesday and I'll let you know what happens today for the happy hour, because right now it's time to seize the day. We're going to seize the day. Okay, today's seize the day um, is from Lady Jerry is so tired she's having a nap right now. Um, so today's seize the day is from Gail Porter. Gail Porter, and today's seize the day. So long as you've got your friends about you and a good positive attitude, you don't really have to care what everyone else thinks. Well, you don't have to care what everyone else thinks no matter what. That's optional. You need to decide how you're doing. That's the lesson of comedy reviews, and that's the lesson of today's show. But if you got your friends and a positive attitude, that goes a long way to being everything you need. Um, so thank you guys for being my friends, and I hope you've got a positive attitude. I feel like I've got a positive attitude today. Some days I feel kind of not great, but today I feel great. And I hope that's catching. I will see you guys all next Tuesday, and then we'll miss next Friday because I'm going to be in Catalina with my man friends. Meanwhile, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, be nice to a jerk, have a great Friday happy hour. And last but not least, if you're not having a great day, don't give up. There'll be plenty of time to give up later, and chances are pretty good. You know, if you have a crappy day, you're due for a good one. So don't give up. There'll be plenty of time to give up later. Love you guys. Happy Friday. See you next week.